going on, everyone? My name is Peyton. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my kind of first attempt at a drift weekend. I have a 2003 Nissan 350Z. It's pretty stock with just some like bucket seats, harnesses, things like that. Just very entry-level drift car. I was trying to get out to my first event in the video. Did a whole lot of work to the car. Did a whole lot of work on this video and everything too. Didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. Just want to give you a little introduction before everything gets right in. I just want to say, everybody who watches this, I sincerely appreciate you for being here. I'm going to try to upload one video every single week this summer. I'll also be posting on TikTok too. So my YouTube, obviously you're all here, you know what it is. My TikTok is going to be Peyton, P-A-Y-T-O-N, and then a period, and then J-P-N. That'll be a lot more cinematic stuff on there. So if you like cinematic stuff, feel free to follow that. If you guys like more of the video style vlog format, this is going to be the place. But thank every single one of you for watching. Hope you guys like the video. Alright, so this is just going to be a couple little things that I'm doing to the car just to get it ready for the drift day on Saturday and Sunday. Right now, currently Monday, like 7 p.m. Trying to get this car up and ready to go. A couple things I need to pass tech there. So first thing is just gonna be these little reservoir socks I'm gonna put on. I just got ones off eBay. So just Nismo, Brembo, whatever. Next one is going to be this Torque Solutions transmission bushing. So I was gonna do the cross member too, but I think someone took my package for the cross member. So I'll be using the factory cross member for it. Next one, this is actually a mount for a fire extinguisher. So I'll be mounting this probably to the roll bar of the car, depending on how I can get to it with the halo seats that are in the driver's side. But gotta do that, and then I gotta pick up an extinguisher still too. Last one is gonna be this little guy. This is a GK Tech e-brake drift button. You can like lock it in place, and instead of your e-brake actually catching when it hits the top, you can free spin it, so you can just pull up and it'll automatically come back down. So just a couple little things I want to do just to get the car ready for the track day. But other than that, I need to mount the tires on it, and then I'm going to try to find a spare set of wheels or just use another one of my sets for the second set of rears. But should be good to go. All right, so very first thing that I'm going to do is remove all this stuff right here. I've already started messing around with it a little bit. So it's going to be shift knobs got to come off first, so we can get this whole centerpiece out. Then all you'll have to do is you'll just grab under here, you'll pull up, everything will come out here. And then there will be a plug-in back there for your AC stuff. But I'll just lay this down here for now. There's also going to be one bolt all the way down here, one bolt on the other side, and then one bolt inside the coin tray, as well as there's going to be two bolts up front over here where those two little bolt holes are. So after you get all that stuff out, center console should pop right off. Might have a little bit of trouble getting it over this guy right here, but all right, so now I've got everything off. Center console just laying in the seat. If you want to pull it off to paint it or anything, there'll be these electrical connectors in here you got to undo. I also kept this on because it takes a long time to position this to the right place so that the logo is actually correct. So didn't take this off, just slid it through the center there. Next thing to do is going to be we got to pull this button off. So what I am personally doing is I'm grabbing a vise that is going to clamp onto this, as well as a rag. I'm just going to put over the top of it just so it doesn't scratch anything up that it doesn't have to. And then there's going to be a little kind of snap washer right here. So you're going to have to grab a pliers and you're going to have to pull up on this. Eventually this will pop out. You can get this little bit of the e-brake off. Whole boot should slide off after we're done with that. So, all right, so there is actually a snap washer on this side too that I forgot to mention, but snap washer off there. And you can just pull. This piece will slide right off. Also got the button out here. Now all you should have to do is just grab this little leather part, and then this should slide off. All right, one more small little thing that I forgot to mention. This little metal sleeve, this actually has to come out of the e-brake as well, so you'll grab like a flat head, and you'll just like pry it up. I kind of messed mine up a little bit. I believe you reuse this, so you want to keep this intact, but I'll just have to bend it back. Then the leather part will just slide right off after you give it some pressure. There's also down in the assembly right here, I don't know if you guys can see where that is, but I believe it goes on top of that little thing right there. You are going to have this coil spring. So you're going to take this coil spring out and you're going to replace the spring with a zip tie. I will show you the finished product after I'm done. So this is how it should look now. So GK Tech makes two different styles of button. So the first style of button is going to be the one where you put this little snap ring back in, and then you actually put this button on top of it, and then you pound it in with a mallet. That is how mine is. The other style they make, you actually put this over the top of the factory the factory button that goes here, and then you insert both of those into here, and then you just tap it with a mallet too. So might be different for your car, but I also do apologize for that last clip. I cannot get down here with my bucket seat in the way here. So sorry if that one's kind of blurry. Your e-brake should function like this now. So when you pull it down like this, you can rip it like normal. And then if you press it up, this will lock it into place. So mine will be way looser than yours is right now because all of my e-brake is completely disconnected in the back from the cable, like all the way back by the calipers. But this is how it should function now for you. Alrighty, so this is going to be the next task that I have to tackle. It is going to be getting all of the brake components off, as well as getting the axles pulled out so that I can get to the back of the wheel assembly so that I can go ahead and adjust the e-brake and put my new e-brake cable and everything in. So, first thing here is going to be the caliper. I have Brembos. I don't know if the stock cars are different. These will be sitting on here. There'll be a bolt here and a bolt here on the backside you're going to have to take out. And then this rotor will just slide right off. After you slide the rotor off like this, you will see this exposed. So the next thing you're gonna have to do, this is actually a 32 millimeter nut. You'll have to spin this axle nut all the way off. I actually just used a impact and mine came off pretty easy. After that, there will be the axle bolts on the bottom. So it's gonna be those right there. It's gonna be two 14 millimeters. Gonna get all 6 of those off. Do 2 at a time and then go in the car. Then you're gonna want to put it in neutral, spin the axles back here, and then just to get to the next 2. There's also gonna be down in here, you can't really see it right now, but there's 4 bolts we're going for in there. And that's gonna be to actually take this hub assembly off right here. So after I get all this stuff out, I will show you guys. Alrighty, so this is gonna be the next portion of getting the axles out. So here's your rear differential right here. These are gonna be your axles. They bolt over to the whole caliper assembly. These are the bolts that I'm talking about having to get to right here. There's gonna be 2 on the bottom, 2 up top that you probably can't see, but gotta get those out so that we can get this guy off. So, gonna start with getting these off. 2 14 millimeters. It's just a nut and bolt combo, so you'll just have to get one of them on this side, one of them on that side, break them loose, you'll be good to go. In this step of the process, now we're going to get these 4 bolts out. So these are actually what hook up to this hub right here, and in order to get our rear e-brake stuff all done, we're gonna have to pull this out. So it's gonna be, I believe, 4 17 millimeter bolts. So just take one of them out at a time, slide the hub itself completely off of the car, and then all your e-brake stuff would be under here. Mine, I bought the car and it actually doesn't have any of the e-brake stuff in it. So I'm replacing literally everything today. But yep, those are connected to these little studs right here. Alrighty, so that was actually pretty easy. I found the easiest thing to do was I have this impact right here. Use a couple different adapters along with a 17. Threw this guy on there, got all the 4 bolts out from the back side. Once you actually get the 4 bolts out, this wheel hub and bearing assembly will be sitting like this. You're gonna take your flathead screwdriver, pry it in between right there, just to be able to pry this off. Everything should come off nice and smooth. So the next part is gonna be doing the entire e-brake assembly here. This is your parking brake cable actually. So this is, when you pull your parking brake, this will be the cable right here. There's a little pin that goes through this, secures the entire thing together. It is gonna be really hard to show you how to do it since I'm only one person doing this, but if you guys have any questions and stuff, feel free to comment it, but unfortunately I'm not gonna be showing you the whole assembly of the parking brake. Alright, so after fighting and fighting and fighting, I finally have one of the sides together. Brake is completely on. Parking brake assembly, which you guys can't see, is going to be behind there. Only thing I didn't do is put the axle nut on, so I'll just spin this guy on, and this entire side will be back together. Finally have everything done on the rear end of the car. Got everything put together on both sides. Finally getting done. So now that everything is done, it's like 1 a.m. on Tuesday. I have to leave Thursday night actually. So I'm hoping I'm gonna have time for the other 2 things. For sure gonna get the fire extinguisher mounted tomorrow, and gonna hope to get the trans mount put in tomorrow as well. But also got to get the tires mounted and everything. A lot of stuff to do. Then I got to pack up for the event, and then I'll be sliding Saturday, and I'm also going to be sliding on Sunday too. So hoping that I'm going to be able to get the side skirts and the bumpers wrapped too. I got to mount the skirts actually as well. I'm not up till 7 tomorrow, so I really don't have too much time. Like I said, it's like 1 a.m., so trying to get everything done in time. All right, so this is going to be day 3 of getting my Z here ready for the track day. So basically all I'm going to be doing right now is I have to adjust the springs in the rear parking brake because it wasn't quite locking up last night when I was ripping the e-brake. Then I'm also going to adjust it on the inside of the car too, just going to tighten up the cable a little bit. See how it goes, see if I can lock them up. Alright bro, long story short, I put the e-brake in it the other day. So this is where your e-brake pins go to. This is what it looks like, or what it should look like. It should just be a little pin. The pin on this side snapped on the e-brake and it ripped it out. This is all the shit for the e-brake assembly right here. So this shit basically all collapsed. And then these things, these basically, it's how your e-brake actually works. So these things were basically jammed into here. So getting everything done on the side of the road right now. Woo! All right guys, so I am finally all packed up and ready to go. It's almost noon on Friday. I gotta be there by 3:30. It's about a 3-hour drive. So this is everything I'm bringing, my toolkit, my nice shoes, jack stands, wood blocks, gloves, mallet, all that kind of stuff. We come around into the car. Got my helmet, my backpack for all my clothes and stuff. And we'll pretty much be good to go there. I have tires actually out in Fargo already that I am going to be using, so that's not a huge deal to me. So, gotta move the WRX over into the garage, and then we'll be good. Just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on what I all got done. I really didn't get all that much done. The cross member didn't go in. The transmission mount didn't go in. Side skirts went on the car. Tried with the e-brake, and that's about it. So what ended up happening is I ripped the e-brake the first time, and my dust shields were a little bit rusty. So the actual pin assembly for the e-brake completely snapped my dust shield in half. I have a buddy that has a Z, took his dust shields and stuff, and then we realized that my actuator clamp was bent, and nowhere in town had one. So unfortunately my e-brake only works on the driver's side right now. It doesn't lock up either, but it's still in the car. It still works as a parking brake at least. So we'll be able to lock the back wheels for the event this weekend, which it's not a huge deal. I typically don't enter with the e-brake anyways. Yeah, just wanted to kind of give you guys an update on that. I got about an hour and a half left on the drive, and I'll be there.
So kind of like that, you slow down time and everything's just fine. I was ocean swimming with just wishful thinking of my life, the vision drifting by, until I found a lighthouse in your heart, shining like a beacon of bright stars.
Alright, so I just got done eating. Thank God I have all my tools in the car and everything, but The event's in 12 hours and my slave just blew out, I think. So I'm gonna try to fix it in this parking lot here, but press the clutch in, there's nothing. So the worst thing that could have possibly happened, car made it 4 hours fine, tried to start when I was leaving the restaurant, and it's toast. So I'm gonna try to fix it, got all my tools, got my jack with me. Thank God I was packed up for the event, but we'll see what happens. All right, so it is on the side of the road right now. My slave cylinder completely collapsed, clutches on the floor. Trying to replace everything. O'Reilly's had one, about 12 hours till the event, so try and get it done. All right, it is 9:13 p.m. right now. I was just leaving the restaurant with me and my family. I got in the car, tried pressing the clutch down, clutch went to the floor. Slave cylinder's bad on it after we diaged it. Thank God our local O'Reilly's had one, so grab that and the hydraulic line. It's all replaced right now. I do not have the correct size wrench to hit the bleeder screw, so my dad's going to pick up that wrench for me real quick, but still hoping I can make it to the event, but honestly not too sure at this point. But yeah, all on the air on the side of the road for a second time. So funny enough, it is, Dad, what time is it? 2:05 a.m. I put a post out. There's actually a guy in a local drift group that has a slave cylinder that he's willing to let me pick up tonight. So I'm gonna go over there, pick up the slave cylinder. After that gets picked up, I'm actually gonna throw it in the car tonight still. Hopefully get him blood and everything, and see if we can still make the event. All right, so just kind of wanted to explain it. It's been a super busy weekend, so I haven't really gotten to fully explain it. I don't know how the clips are. I'll have to see once I go back and edit the video. Car did not end up making it. It is still over here at my parents' place on jack stands. What ended up happening was the clutch fork actually snapped in half inside of the transmission. So what I did was we all thought it was a slave cylinder. I didn't notice that the fork had play in it. Got a slave cylinder from O'Reilly's at like 8 p.m., 8:30. Threw it in, bled the slave cylinder so much that it actually blew out the internal O-ring of it. And so posted up in the drift groups in Fargo, and some guy let me pick one up at like 1:30 in the morning. It was a Willwood one, put that one in the car. That one still wasn't bleeding properly. There was no clutch pedal engagement. So figured something else was wrong. Watched a couple videos and stuff, and realized that the clutch fork snapped. So what this means for me now is I'm still gonna try to get this thing out to the track. I ordered a JWT clutch and a lightweight flywheel for it the other day because I'm taking the transmission out, I might as well. So ordered those, ordered the upgraded clutch fork for it. Apparently it's not uncommon on the 2003Zs. They've got a different clutch fork than every other one does, so it's a little bit thinner. So I ordered that, and ordered a rear main seal as well. So I'll be doing those three. There's a Matsuri event over at the local track here in Fargo in about 2 weeks. Hoping to have the car back out for that. If not, it's not the end of the world, but 2 weeks is a goal, kind of. My friend Brett, he's actually coming to pick the car up with a trailer tonight. I ended up floating gears the whole way home from the restaurant. So also it would only let me float 1, 3, and 5. So I don't know if there's something inside the transmission that's damaged or anything, but I actually do have another tranny sitting over at home too. So that is pretty much going to be it for the weekend. I'll do a couple more clips of it getting loaded onto the trailer, all that kind of stuff, and I'll let you guys know what the damage was and if I can go back out. But all around, I had a great time this weekend over at the track. Met a lot of really cool people. Shout out to a gentleman named Dylan. He actually helped me change the slave cylinder on this car on the side of the road. And then a guy named Danny, he had a Corvette out at the track. He was letting me sit in the car with him and go for laps, and he actually offered the car up to me too. So I definitely still had a lot of fun. Wasn't the weekend that I wanted to, but it was a good weekend nonetheless. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much. All right, so one more thing I really want to go over for people that are getting started with drifting or just people that are curious is the cost disclosure for the weekend. So even though I did not end up sliding, I still ended up breaking some parts in the car. I still ended up buying the passes and everything, buying the tires for the car. So just a quick little cost disclosure. Next one would be the tires that are on it. So I went with some Ironman Gen 2s. That's what I got recommended by a lot of the Z guys. They are 245/40 18s if anybody was curious. These run about 80 bucks a tire. I bought 6 of them, so one full set of fronts, one set of rears, and then another set of rears just to change out of the track when they get low. Those were a little bit over 500 bucks for the 6 of them. I got the, I obviously brought with like oil, I brought with coolant, I brought with power steering fluid just in case they start boiling, get air in any of the systems, need to do an oil change, need to add oil because it's a VQ, so they need oil. So I would say I probably spent another 70 bucks on fluids. Also brought all my tools and stuff with me. Another thing would be the slave cylinders and stuff that I bought. So slave cylinder from O'Reilly's, it wasn't an OEM one, it wasn't like a nice aftermarket one. That one was, I think, 35 bucks or so. Clutch fluid I got with it too. That was, you know, another 20 bucks, 15 bucks, whatever. The next slave that I ended up buying for it, this guy on Facebook, like I said, he actually had a Willwood master and slave cylinder kit. The car I just figured, you know, might need a master. He gave me the whole kit for 60 bucks. That was really, really cheap. And then the passes up to the event for both days were $250. So it was $150 for the first day, and it was $100 for the second day. So even though I didn't get to drive, there's no refunds in drifting. If the car doesn't make it or it breaks on the first lap, it doesn't make it or breaks on the first lap. The other cost for me would be the tow. So the tow to get it back to Bismarck, it's a really good friend of mine. His name is Brett. So he's actually going to do it basically for free for me besides gas. So I'm probably going to have to fill the gas tank in his truck twice. It's about a 3.5 hour drive. I'll fill it when he gets here. I'll fill it for him again when he comes back. I'd guess it's going to be another 160 bucks. So also I had to buy the clutch and everything. I don't know if you would count that into the event cost, but the JWT flywheel and clutch and everything, that is all going to be, I think it was like $1,250 out the door for it. So that's kind of the cost disclosure for everything.